week, Sumita had a conversation with Mohandas Pai, the former CFO of Infosys and chairperson of Aarin Capital, about Trump 2.0 and what his second term could mean for India. Listen in to that exclusive conversation.
Thanks very much, Mr. Pai, for joining us here on Mirror Now. And first things first, Donald Trump is all set to take charge tonight in just a few hours from now. What are you expecting from his second term? Because he, just a couple of hours back, spoke in his last rally as president-elect about repealing a set of executive orders which were passed by the Biden administration. Now, take us through the key priorities which you think Donald Trump is going to focus on, and how will some of these concern India?
No, I think the important thing today is with Trump coming, we can possibly solve many of the issues plaguing the world. For example, the Ukraine-Russia war. We need a ceasefire and we need people to talk. Putin is not a pariah. You must talk to him. That is important. We must stop the conflict in the Middle East between Israel and Israel and Hamas. I think there's a ceasefire right now because of Trump. Then we must stop Iran from funding terrorists, Hamas and Hezbollah, because we can't have a sovereign country funding terrorists. That has to stop. Then Trump will have to resolve the issue of NATO, how NATO is going to behave in the next few years. Then trade. And Trump has made it clear that he wants an open system to say that if Americans export, you put tariffs. And when you export, you don't want tariff. It's going to be reciprocal. That's going to impact India. So as far as Trump is concerned, there are three areas which could impact India. First, his tariffs could make the dollar stronger. And I think that's going to have repercussions on the currency. Our currency could weaken. Fortunately, we have good reserves, but we have to see what is the effect on the global financial system. Will the interest rate in the US come down? Will capital come out of the US globally? And how is it going to work? We don't know. There's a great degree of uncertainty because inflation is coming up. Fortunately, he'll make sure that oil prices come down because he's going to open up much more acreage. The second thing is he may put tariffs on India's exports to the US. But India's export to the US in goods is not too high. It's quite low. And it's time India also reduced some of the duties on certain items of interest to America. I think it's important for India's trade to reduce the